Wednesday, November 5th. The sun rises over Salem, but it isn't an ordinary morning, it's a day of endings and beginnings. Tears will fall, promises will break, and hearts will be tested as Salem gathers to celebrate a new life, while ghosts of the past refuse to rest. Joy and sorrow walk side by side, from baby Trey's long-awaited adoption to EJ's painful sacrifice, and the fragile truces that form when love and loss collide. Because in Salem, every smile hides a secret, and every victory has its price. Let's dive into the emotional storm of Adoption Day. Inside the Salem courthouse, the air is heavy, the kind of stillness that comes before tears. Rows of friends and family fill the benches, waiting for one final signature to change everything. Johnny DiMera and Chanel Dupree DiMera sit hand in hand, their fingers trembling with a mix of fear and hope. When the judge looks up and says the words, "Congratulations, your adoption is officially approved," the world seems to stop. Applause erupts, and for a rare moment in Salem, joy feels pure. Paulina Price claps through tears, overcome with pride as she watches her daughter step into motherhood. Marlena Evans wipes her eyes, her gaze soft and reflective. She's seen generations of DiMera's rise, fall, and rebuild, but today, she sees something different. Something innocent. Chanel lifts baby Tessero, now officially John Black III, Trey, and whispers, "You're home now, sweetheart." The sound of the baby's laughter fills the room like sunlight breaking through clouds. Across the aisle, Leo Stark and Javi Hernandez sit quietly. Their smiles don't reach their eyes. They were once the baby's world, now, they must watch him belong to someone else. Leo's voice quivers. "He's got your eyes, Chanel, and John's heart." Javi nods, but the silence between them says it all. Endings in Salem never stay endings for long. Because even joy casts a shadow here. Outside the courthouse, the autumn wind swirls around Paulina Price and Marlena Evans as they linger on the steps, taking in the moment. For once, everything feels still, no scheming, no fighting, just two women reflecting on what it costs to survive in Salem. Paulina lets out a soft laugh through her tears. "I spent half my life chasing power, Doc, and the other half trying to protect the people I love from it." Marlena smiles knowingly. "And yet, here you are, still standing. That's strength, Paulina." They fall quiet, watching Johnny and Chanel pose for family photos in the distance. Paulina's eyes glisten. "All I want is for this child to grow up safe. No secrets, no curses, just love." Marlena's tone turns contemplative. Every child in Salem inherits their family's past. But sometimes, one of them changes the pattern. Maybe Trey will be that child. Paulina exhales, her hope fragile but alive. "Lord, I pray you're right." They embrace, two matriarchs bound by shared scars and unspoken fears. But as they part, a faint rumble of thunder rolls in the distance, a sound easily dismissed as weather, yet in Salem, thunder always means something's coming. Because where peace exists, trouble always finds its way home. A few blocks away, EJ DiMera stands alone behind the courthouse pillars, watching the family he can't be part of. The sunlight catches his face, stoic, proud, but broken underneath. From this distance, he can see Johnny cradling baby Trey, his own grandson. A piece of himself, but a future he's sworn to stay away from. He promised Amy Choi he'd honor her conditions, that he'd never interfere, never show up, never claim a role in Trey's life. And today, he keeps that promise. But every second of silence feels like punishment. He whispers to himself, "He's a DiMera. And yet, he'll never know me." Gwen von Leuschner appears behind him, quiet and careful. "You did the right thing," she says softly. EJ doesn't look at her. His eyes stay on the family he's lost twice, once through power, now through restraint. "The right thing," he murmurs, "feels an awful lot like exile." Gwen steps closer, her tone almost tender. "Maybe that's what redemption feels like, lonely, but necessary." EJ finally turns to face her, the cold edge in his voice returning. Redemption is for saints, Gwen. I'm a DiMera. But as the camera lingers, his expression flickers, sorrow melting into suspicion. Because deep down, EJ knows Salem's peace never lasts. And somewhere, someone's already planning to shatter it. Inside Sweet Bits, the morning rush has faded, leaving the bakery silent except for the soft hum of the refrigerator and the faint ticking of the clock. Ari Horton sits at a corner table, her phone glowing with photos of baby Trey, his smile frozen in time. She scrolls through them again and again, trying to smile, but the pain won't let her. That's when Gabby Hernandez sweeps in, all energy and style, carrying the scent of expensive perfume and chaos. She spots Ari and smirks. "Don't tell me you're crying over a boy who still needs diapers," she jokes lightly. Ari gives a small laugh, but it fades fast. "He wasn't just a baby, Gabby. He was my family." The air shifts. The teasing stops. Gabby takes a seat across from her niece, her tone softening in a way Salem rarely sees. "Then you did what family does, you loved him. And that's what matters." Ari wipes her eyes, whispering, "It just hurts." Gabby nods, eyes flickering with her own unspoken grief. "It never gets easier," she says. "You just learn to live with the ache." They hug tightly, two women from different generations but the same bloodline, holding on to what's left. And as the camera pans to Trey's photo on the counter, a faint reflection glints in the glass, someone watching from outside. Because in Salem, even heartbreak has witnesses. At Salem Town Square, twilight paints everything gold and gray. The world moves on, children laugh in the distance, couples stroll past, but at a small corner cafe, two men sit in silence, caught between pride and pain. Leo Stark swirls his champagne without drinking it. Across from him, Javi Hernandez studies his face, the cracks in Leo's usual armor are showing. Javi raises his glass first. To Trey, to the life he deserves. Leo forces a smirk. And to endings that hurt like hell. But this time, there's no witty comeback. Just truth. He looks down at the bubbles and confesses quietly, "I thought giving him up would make me noble. It just makes me feel empty." Javi leans in, his voice steady and warm. "You didn't lose him, Leo. You gave him what we never had, a family that's safe. That's not losing. That's love." Leo exhales shakily, his defenses melting. "So why does it still feel like goodbye?" Javi reaches for his hand. "Because love that deep never leaves clean. It leaves marks, the kind that remind you were alive." They sit together in the fading light, two souls learning that sometimes, letting go is the most painful kind of love. As they walk away, the camera pans upward toward the DiMera mansion, where another light flickers on. Because Salem's peace is always temporary, and someone's already plotting in the dark. Night descends over Salem, wrapping the town in its familiar illusion of calm. Inside warm homes, laughter echoes, but outside, something unseen begins to stir. Johnny and Chanel's joy, EJ's silent heartbreak, Leo and Javi's fragile peace. All of it feels final, but in Salem, nothing ever truly ends. For every life beginning, another one is about to unravel. For every secret buried, another is clawing its way to the surface. And as the lights dim across the square, a figure moves through the shadows, carrying a folder stamped with the words, DiMera Research. The camera fades to black, the sound of a heartbeat thundering underneath. Because here, every happy ending is just the beginning of the next disaster. Stay tuned, because tomorrow, the storm hits Salem.